The Easy Command DCC 5-amp power booster was designed by Bachmann to provide your model railroad with all the power it needs to run several trains at the same time. You can use it for all scale model railroads, including large scale. While our Easy Command digital command control system provides adequate power for most small to medium-sized layouts, the 5-amp power booster will allow you to use the Easy Command system on larger layouts. The Easy Command DCC 5-amp power booster takes the power coming from your Easy Command control center and amplifies it to 5 amps. This should be more than adequate to run several trains with multiple locomotive consists. Your Easy Command DCC 5-amp power booster comes with 4 components. First is the gray booster unit. Next is the power supply. Then there is the track power wire that comes with bare wires at each end. Last is the DCC connecting wire. Connecting the DCC 5-amp power booster to your Easy Command control center and your layout is easy. Here is a diagram of the connections. Study it closely and follow along as we show you how to hook up your Easy Command power booster. First, be sure the booster's on-off switch is in the off position. Also, be sure you have unplugged the wall pack power supply from the back of the Easy Command control center. Now, let's connect the Easy Command control center to the booster unit with the black connecting wire. Note, the plugs on this cable are not the same size. Plug the larger plug into the back of the Easy Command control center where it says to track. Now insert the other smaller plug into the power booster where it says DCC in. The next step is to connect the power booster to your layout using the track power wire. Start by turning the black and red connecting terminal plugs counterclockwise. As they loosen, you will notice a small hole being exposed behind them. Take one of the bare wires at one end of the track power wire and insert it into the hole behind the black plug. Now, turn the black plug clockwise to tighten it over the wire. Repeat this process with the other bare wire and red terminal plug. Your connection should look like this. Now, connect the bare ends of the opposite end of the track power wire to your layout at the point where you normally feed track power to it. Finally, we want to connect the power supply to the booster unit. Plug in the power supply wire where it says Power In. The last step is to plug the power supply into a heavy-duty extension cord, power strip, or wall outlet. Now you can use the switch to turn the unit on. Note that the green LED should light up. This is what your connection should look like. Finally, plug the connecting wire from the wall pack power supply into the back of the Easy Command control center. Now you're ready to go. A word of caution. The power booster unit is a highly complex electronic device with many circuits, heat sinks, and a ventilation fan. You should never set it up on the floor. Try to keep it elevated so the cooling fan can work to maximum efficiency. You should never use the 5-amp power booster outdoors. It is designed for indoor use only. And you should never attempt to open the unit or wire 2 or more power boosters together in series or in parallel. Should there be a short circuit or an overload while you are using the Easy Command DCC 5-amp power booster, the red overload LED will come on. You should locate and clear the short circuit or source of the overload as quickly as possible. It is also a good idea to unplug the power supply and disconnect the wall pack power supply from the Easy Command control center. That's all there is to it. Enjoy your Easy Command DCC 5-amp power booster. This is the Easy Command DCC Automatic Reversing Loop Module. It was developed by Bachmann's electrical engineers to simplify the wiring of reverse loops on layouts from N-scale to to large scale that use digital command control. On DCC-controlled layouts, the direction of the trains is not dependent on track polarity. Using the Easy Command DCC reversing loop module will allow you to operate your DCC trains through a reversing loop without manually changing the locomotive's direction or the track polarity. However, the Easy Command DCC reversing loop module is meant for DCC-equipped locomotives only. It will not work with analog locomotives. The Easy Command reverse loop module will adjust the polarity in the reverse loop automatically for a train entering the reverse loop. If the polarity is not correct when the train enters the loop, the Easy Command module detects the short generated by the wheels of the locomotive and instantly changes the polarity. When the train leaves the reversing loop at the other end, the ensuing short is also instantly detected and the polarity is adjusted once more. A reversing loop on a DCC model railroad can add lots of operating interest. However, it must be wired correctly to prevent a short circuit where the reversing loop ties into the main line. This diagram shows how to wire the Bachmann reverse loop module in general terms. Your configuration and connection procedure may vary depending on the brand of track you choose. The reverse loop section must be insulated from the rest of the layout by gap rails as shown here. Once you have insulated the reverse loop, connect the input wire from the reverse loop module to the track just before the reverse loop turnout. Next, connect the output wire from the module to the reverse loop track section that is insulated from the rest of the layout by the gap rails. If you are using Bachmann's Easy Track, installing the Easy Command DCC automatic reverse loop module is quite easy. We suggest using Bachmann's separate sale item number 44597 9-inch power terminal track with insulated gaps to connect the reverse loop module to the insulated reverse loop section. You will need at least 2 of them to properly install the Easy Command reverse loop module. First, turn over one of these tracks, and using a small Phillips head screwdriver, loosen the screws over the slotted ends of the conductive metal strips on both sides of the power connection plug in the middle of the track roadbed. Now, swing the conductive strips out and away from the power connection plug. This will open the gap and prevent electricity from passing from one end of the track to the other. Now, do the same thing on the other insulated power terminal track. We are going to install the Easy Command DCC reverse loop module on the surface of our layout for the purpose of illustration. Normally, you would want to install it under the layout using double-face peel and strip tape. First, connect your track pieces to form the reverse loop. You should try to position the 2 insulated power terminal tracks as close as possible to the reverse loop turnout just past the diverging tracks. Now, turn over either one of the insulated terminal tracks and connect one of the red wires that comes with the reversing loop module to the plug on the reverse loop side of the terminal track. Next, plug the other end of this wire into the reverse loop module where it is labeled Output. The final step is to plug one end of the other red wire to the plug on the bottom of the terminal track that is closest to the reverse loop turnout. Now, plug the other end of this wire into the reverse loop module where it says Input. That's it. You have installed the reverse loop module. Notice that the reverse loop module has a recessed control on top of the unit that can be adjusted using a small screwdriver. This is used to adjust the voltage sensitivity of the module. Settings will vary depending on the current draw of a particular locomotive. If the setting is too high, the module will be unable to detect the short and will not automatically reverse. If the setting is too low, the module will tend to chatter because the locomotive load is triggering the automatic reversing relays. The scale designations printed around the adjustment knob indicate general settings, but the adjustment should be checked for both low current and high current locomotives. Larger or more sophisticated locomotives may require increased power for proper operation. In order to avoid a power burnout or overload, be sure enough current is provided to your layout to power your largest locomotives. It's not hard to set up and use the Easy Command DCC Automatic Reverse Loop module, and it will allow you to have hours of trouble-free operating fun on your layout.